Hey, what's up, y'all? So, my apologies. I am super duper late with this review. Okay. Um, but I'm going to go ahead and just do a quick rundown of episode two. And then after episode two, I'll go straight into episode three review. I'm going to do all this in one video. I'll put the timestamp in the description box of when I start um, episode three. Okay, so basically, what happened in episode two, baby? Girl, I'm just going to tap on the important parts. Carrie. Carrie has rats all in her backyard. Ooh. So Miss Thing is in down back in her backyard, and she's riding, right? And a squirrel is on the tree, and then the squirrel dips into a bush, and girl, you start seeing a bush shake, girl, and then all of a sudden, girl, all of these rats, it was like 300 rats. Okay, girl, let me stop lying. Okay, I'm exaggerating. It was probably like 25, girl, 25, 300. Girl, it's all the same to me. Okay. So about 20, 25 rats. You see how I went from 325 to 20? But it was a lot of rats. So it was about 20. So all these rats start running out, and girl, of course, a couple of them hit Carrie's feet. She runs upstairs. Um, she basically has um, what is it called? The exterminator come and spray, and then also later in the episode, there's a gardener by his name is Adam Gardner, I believe. I guess he's one of the best gardeners in New York City. So he's gonna redo the entire backyard. Or it's a white man. Or he actually kind of cute. At one point, the conversation between Carrie and Adam, it was given very kind of like flirtatious to me. Um, but it was kind of giving a flirty vibe. Um, but ain't nothing wrong with flirting. Um, so Lisa and Charlotte, they hear some of the moms talking about basically receiving some outside help to get their kids into college. It's a lady called Lois Fingerhood, aka the Finger. They call her the Ivy Whisperer. She helped 9 graduates get into Princeton. Um, the principal, girl, he said it, but without saying it, but he said it. She's better than the counselors that they have at that school, right? Which is a mess because they probably pay top dollar for their kids' education, and girl, y'all got these mediocre um, college counselors. I'm not gonna say mediocre, but Lois is better than than Debbie at the school. So they end up getting Lois Fingerhood, aka the Finger, to basically come to their home and to basically have a conversation with their kids to let them know what they need to do in order to try to get into the colleges that they want to attend. Lois is always booked and busy, but they convinced her to do this for them. Baby, when I tell you, girl, baby, when I tell you, baby Lois told so I think they were at Lisa's house where they had the meeting. Girl, not Lisa. They were at Charlotte's house. Baby, there was at somebody's house, but I think it was Charlotte's. Baby Lois told the son that on his application, him putting lacrosse screams privilege, and that he needs a he needs a more relatable African American experience. then she told then she told Lily, girl, she told Lily, which is Charlotte's daughter, she's adopted. She told Lily not to mention piano. Piano is Lily's life. And not to mention that she's Asian or adopted. Girl, when I tell you, baby, when Lois walked out of the room, they went in the room to check on, to check on the kids. Baby, Lisa's son was laying on the couch. Girl, what is girl, actually was funny. Girl, Lisa's son was laying on the couch, girl, with his face covered up. Girl, Lily was sitting in the chair, girl hyperventilating, girl couldn't breathe, girl trying to breathe in and out of a bag. Girl, Charlotte got so worked up, she started hyperventilating, then she started cursing. Girl, it was a mess. So, anyways, Miranda, girl, Miranda is going through, girl, lesbian land, looking for a lesbian. Girl, she went from a nun. Then she thought because this way, which is so, girl, I was like, what? Just anyways, she assumed that because the waitress watched this show that was about lesbians, I believe, kind of like a Bachelor, or I guess like a Love Island. I think that's real popular. Um, Based on a dating show. But I think it's about lesbians or about bi people, I believe. And so she thought that because the show centers around lesbians or bisexuals, because the waitress that always waits on their table, she assumed because she watches the show that she was a lesbian. Kara, the waitress told her basically, I'm straight, I'm married with 2 kids. And then she watches some show, I forgot what it was. But she was like, I watch so and so, that doesn't mean I'm a vampire. She was like, yeah, that's true. So, anyways, there's another woman. I think the woman, I think the woman who she has a worker, like her coworker, I think she was on the show last season, but I can't remember though. Anyways, there's another woman who's actually a bona fide lesbian. She knows she's a lesbian, but she kind of likes her, but she doesn't want to cross that line because if it doesn't work out, then I still have to work with this person. Girl, so everybody's basically just going through girl, girl, what the girl, they just going through girl, what the diva call them? Go trekking through the tundra, baby. So now Miranda trekking through the tundra for a lesbian. I guess, girl. I hope it work out for her. Sema, she is set up with a matchmaker through her. Is that her boss? Because he's about to retire. Well, that we'll get into that the next episode. Is that her boss or her partner? I think that might be her boss. But I don't think that's. Hold up, y'all. I'm sorry. It looked like I'm digging in my nose. I was scratching my face. Anyways, he basically sets her up with a matchmaker. He feels like she needs someone in her life. The matchmaker, I swear, I think that lady is. I think wasn't that the comedian? Wasn't she like on Saturday Night Live? I remember seeing her face plastered on TV on some show. Maybe I'm mistaken, but anyways, the matchmaker meets up with Sema. She basically reads Sema for filth. Girl, baby, Sema was going on dates. Sema went on some dates. When I tell you she was reading every man she went on a date with, Sema is really like a bitch that don't play with these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Sema is very like, girl, you a mess, you a mess. We could try, it ain't working out. Like she really don't play games with the men. She gets you in and gets you out. Anyways, the matchmaker basically wants Sema to change up who she is. I don't like stuff like that. And I feel like, girl, I feel like, well, it's a whole bunch of shit why relationships don't work out. But I feel like one a big thing that people do is we all have a representative, right? Nobody's gonna go on their first date and just show girl who they might really be. You know what I'm saying? So we're all gonna have a representative. So I guess we're all fake to a certain degree. But the matchmaker wanted Sema to like change up the way that she dressed. Like Sema looked a mess. She didn't look a mess, but the outfit she had on was some shit like Charlotte would wear. Charlotte is very, you know, um, Charlotte has a nice style, but Charlotte's style is Charlotte's style. It's not Sema's. You know what I'm saying? So she had Sema dressed in pink. Sema is not a pink girl. And she knows that about Sema. Sema gives you creams and metallics and animal print, but she not giving you pastels, girl, no Easter Sunday colors. You know what I'm saying? So she had Sema, kind of bring her hair down. I think she had on a button up blouse. I think it was like a pastel, a pink. Then like a pink skirt wasn't seen. And I was just like, girl, this is not, if you have to do all of that, because what's going to happen after, if they start to date, eventually Sema's going to go back to who she really is. So if this man likes this, you know, I guess lack of a better word, like this feminine woman who wears the pink and all that stuff, and Sema come in like, girl, this ain't even me, girl. You're like, I did not do pink. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like that. I don't like that. Um, the matchmaker and her Sema didn't end up working out. She went on one date that the matchmaker set up, and the guy left the restaurant. Um, yeah, and that was pretty much it for episode 1. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into episode 3. Okay, so episode 3, and just like that. All right, so Carrie is at home. She's writing. I don't know if that was her publicist. It's someone who works for Carrie. Not works for Carrie, but she's like a manager. So I guess works for Carrie. A manager, publicist, someone. So, anyways, she basically is calling Carrie, and she has some speaking engagements that she wanted to run by Carrie. There was one speaking engagement that was at Google. There was another one that was going to be at South by Southwest. And then the third one was somebody she didn't even care to even get the details. She was like, and the third one is somebody in Williamsburg, Virginia. Girl. So, of course, when Carrie hears Williamsburg, Virginia, she says, oh, well, what about the one in Williamsburg, Virginia? And so that kind of caught her off guard because she's like, girl, like, I'm thinking you would want to, if you would want to pick anyone, it would be the one from Google or South by Southwest. But she's trying to get down there to see Aidan. So she ends up eventually picking the speaking engagement. Oh, sorry. She ends up picking the speaking engagement in Williamsburg, Virginia. Anthony. Anthony opened a restaurant. I forgot to say that in the part 2, episode 2. So Anthony, he sells bread and all that. I think he just sells bread. But anyway, he sells bread. So he opens up a bakery. Um at first, the only people there, it was Sema, Carrie, Charlotte, and Miranda, and wasn't nobody else in the restaurant. Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, girl," you know. Anyways, girl, of course, Lisa, the black woman. Shout out to Lisa. She comes and saves the day. So Lisa brings all of her, girl, rich friends to the bakery, and so Anthony was happy about that. So Aidan's ex-wife calls Carrie. So while she's out, they're out still at the bakery. So she looks down. It's Aidan's wife, Aidan's ex-wife. So she's like, "Girl, Aidan's wife, ex-wife is calling me." And so she goes outside to take the phone call. And girl, not they, but she's asking Carrie for some Adderall. It's a nationwide shortage. And Carrie basically told her, like, well, girl, if it's a nationwide shortage, then what you think I'm going to do? Like, girl, I was thinking the same thing. Well, girl, if it's a nationwide shortage, then what the hell Carrie going to do? Girl, so she figured because Carrie can use, her connections that maybe she probably knows someone that knows someone that knows someone that can get it for her. But Carrie was like, girl, maybe you needed something from Prada. You know what I'm saying? Girl, maybe you needed something from Bloomingdale, Saks Fifth Avenue. Then girl, I could probably get you do a little 1-2, but girl, I can't get you no Adderall, girl. So, anyways, she actually ends up getting the Adderall for her. She goes in and she tells them, like, girl, y'all won't believe this. Basically, this helper calling me, asking me for some Adderall. She thought that she was about to tell her not to come. So I guess at this point, because at first, okay, so I guess at some point she must have told Aidan that she was coming for the speaking engagement. because that's the only. And I guess Aidan must have told the wife or ex-wife, and then she called and asked Carrie. So, anyways, when the moms are already there because they came with Lisa. So Charlotte ends up going over to the table and speaking to some of the moms, and then she basically got some of the Adderall from one of the moms. So yeah, um, Lisa and Grace. So Lisa is working on this documentary. Grace is the woman, I guess like her assistant, a partner, assistant. I don't know the actual title that she uses. But Grace has received this opportunity from Steve McQueen to work with him. But the thing is, she has to leave like right now. Lisa was thinking that it was going to be after they finished their project, and Grace was like, "No." What did Grace play on? I have seen that woman's face. I know they're actors, so they have different jobs. Well, shout out to all the working actors, but I know I've seen that woman play in something before. I was like, I've seen her face in something. Anyways, um, but Grace is like, girl, this is a great opportunity. I cannot pass this up. It's happening now. Lisa, of course, is like, no, you can't do this. We've been working on this documentary for 8 years now. Um, and Grace tells her, girl, basically, it was supposed to be 1 year. So the documentary has been in the making for 8 years. It was supposed to be 1 year. Lisa feels some type of way. Her husband checked her. Not checked her, he checked her with love. Okay, because check sound real like aggressive. Like he checked her. You ain't checking nobody. But so Lisa's husband, I forgot his name. They're at home and she's in the kitchen cooking and she just over there beating mashed potatoes. And so he basically just tells her, Grace has always been by your side. She's always been here. When you wanted to, not when you wanted to, but when you had a child, she waited for you to have, I think the daughter. I think she's the young. I can't remember. She waited for you, and then you came back, and then I think you got pregnant again. Then you went, you left, and then you came back, and all those times she waited on you. And this was supposed to be a 1 year project, and now it's 8 years in the making. So you can't be mad at her because now she's putting herself first. And she did tell Lisa that to a certain degree. Um, Lisa says, well, girl, I've been, I know it's been 8 years, but, I've had kids and I've had other things going on. And just like Grace told her, well, girl, my work is my life. You know what I'm saying? And so I think once he said that, even though Lisa didn't want to hear it, he knew that she was telling the truth. Like, Grace been good to you, girl. She been waiting around for you, girl. You you know what I'm saying? Now Grace is putting herself first, and now you feel a way about it, girl. So you're gonna have to just deal with it. So basically, Charlotte, works at what is it called? I was about to say art house. What is it called? An art gallery. And so her coworkers, they feel like some of the best deals are made like late at night. You're out having drinks at the after parties and stuff. So now Charlotte feels like that's what she needs to be, right? Girl, if that's where I need to be to make some money, then I'm gonna have to start, doing the after parties and all that stuff. So she tells Harry, um, Harry ends up going out shopping, looking for some jeans to kind of like fit in. Baby, when I tell y'all, baby, so they go out, girl. I'm just gonna skip to Harry, girl. So they go out, right? Charlotte has decided, girl, I gotta be out with everybody else. So they're out at the party, having drinks, having a good time. Harry needs to go to the restroom. Baby, Harry goes to the restroom. He has on some new jeans that he had just bought. They have several buttons. Let me just say something. Hate, I hate jeans with more than one button. Girl, if I see a pair of jeans with 4 or 5 buttons going down the front, girl, I do not. Girl, I don't have. Girl, I just need a button in the zipper. That's it. So, anyways, Harry is a man of a particular age. Girl, he said he had 4 or 5 cocktails. He gets to the restroom. He can't unbutton his pants. Baby, that man done pissed on himself in the restroom, girl. Girl, I said Harry done pissed on himself. Harry done pissed on himself. So Harry done pissed on himself. Girl, he comes out and tells Charlotte, just go with the people. I'm going home. I done pissed on myself. But then he's like, take some pictures of me for Instagram. Girl, what? Girl. So Harry got his ass standing in the middle of the restaurant, middle of the club, pissy. Just smelling like piss. Harry, take your ass home. You worried about a picture for Instagram, but you're standing there smelling like piss. Take your ass home. Girl, he just happy that because the pants are dark, I think it was like a raw denim. Girl, you can't really see the piss. Girl, but you probably can't see it, but you damn sure can smell it. Oh, pissy ass. Anyways, um, so Charlotte goes out with her coworkers and this guy who had just spent like $2 million with one of her coworkers. So they're in talks of him purchasing something else. So they're at the club, baby. When I tell you, baby, they at the club. I said, "Oh, girl, I remember those days, girl. Not me. Okay, be very clear. I remember those days, girl. Just being at the club, you washing your hands, you texting your phone, and you look over, and the girls and boys just doing lines, just doing lines right in front of your face. You don't say nothing because we don't judge." Okay, because that ain't got nothing to do with me. As long as y'all don't try to make me do nothing, then we good to go. Girl, so Charlotte, she at the club, honey. The man all in the back, girl. Honey, he got his tray. Honey, they in the back doing lines of girl, they just doing bumps, baby. Um, Not Charlotte. So he goes around. The restroom is big. I think it was like I think it was probably one of those probably was now I think it was like a unisex restroom. So anyways, Charlotte is talking to her coworker. Her coworker wants to basically fuck the man. She's like, I need to have sex with him. Like I need to. So Charlotte starts telling him, hey, I know someone who's interested in you, and she's this and she's that. Girl, he think it's Charlotte. So he ends up kissing Charlotte. And Charlotte is like, no, fool. Like, bitch, I'm married. I'm married with kids. Well, that don't mean nothing. But girl, I'm married with kids. So he thought it was her. And she was like, no, it's actually, I think her name is Layla, basically her coworker. And he was like, oh, I'm not interested in her. I thought it was you. So, girl, that was a mess. Sema. Sema's, I can't remember if I still can't remember if that's I don't think that's her partner. I think that's more so her boss. Because I think she wanted to be a partner. So, anyways, he tells her he's retiring. He said he's 90. See, because I thought you were 70. He said I would be 70 if I'm straight. I'm 90 in gay years. Anyways, so um, he says that Ryan Serhant is going to be taking his place. But when I tell you Ryan, girl, some of y'all, if you have to watch $1 million listeners, you know what I'm talking about. When I tell you Ryan is a cute ass white man to me, he has one of those. He has one of those like he's not he has one of those he has like a dry sense of humor, girl. But yeah, anyways, Ryan, I don't know if he's going to be on the show now, but he's basically going to be taking, I think his name is Elliot. He's going to be taking Elliot's, that's a nice name, Elliot. Girl, that's a nice name, Elliot. So I think a good name for a man. So, well, two of many names I think are good names for men is Elliot and Oliver. I really do. I feel like Oliver is like like a cute name, and I think Elliot is just a cute, nice name. Elliot and Oliver. I think that sounds so cute. Anyways, um, so yeah, but anyways, Ryan, I think $1 million listing. I think they took off the air, right? He was the one. He was on $1 million listing in New York. I think they took LA off the air, right? I can't remember. Anyway, so Sema feels the type of way because Elliot wasn't supposed to be retiring so early. I think they thought he still had a few more years. So it kind of threw a monkey wrench in the plan of what they thought they were going to do. So now everything is changing. Um, so when she gets the news that Elliot is retiring, she's like, "I have 1,000,000 days of sick time. I'm gonna start right now." So she leaves, and then she tells Carrie because Carrie asked the group who wants to go with me to Virginia. Nobody wanted to go. And then Sema, of course, now changes her mind and tells Carrie, "I'll go on the trip with you." Um, so she goes on the trip with Carrie, and girl, they had, I think where they were at, they had to drive. I think it was like an hour out of the way, I believe, but they had to drive to, what's that nigga name? Aidan's place, I believe so. So, anyways, they went to rent a car. Girl, first of all, I didn't even know Carrie had a driver's license. When did Carrie start driving? I watched all the Sex in the City. But when did Carrie start driving? So anyway, she had a driver's license. This bitch driver's license. Girl, you would not believe, baby. Girl, she gets to the counter. It's a black girl. Girl, real nice. Girl, she tells Carrie, "Baby, your driver's license expired May 2017." Bitch, what? Carrie, you been walking around here with a driver's license that's girl, you been walking around here with a driver's license that's been expired since 2017. So, anyways, Sema ended up renting the car. Um, before they left the night before, they were at the hotel. This was just really going to be like a turnaround trip. Carrie brought like one outfit, so she wore the same outfit twice. Um, so the night before, they were in the hotel room and they were eating. They wanted some chicken because they went to the hotel. They went to the restaurant that day in the hotel, but they changed the menu. So they both had a taste for some fried chicken. So Sema went and got some KFC. Bitch, I was so pissed off at Sema. Go back and watch the episode. I want y'all to see how Sema had her ass laying in that bed playing with that fucking chicken. When I tell you that bitch had a piece like a chicken wing, girl. When I tell you it was so much skin and meat still on that chicken, she took a couple of pieces and threw it in the bag. Girl, look at Carrie. Carrie had a bone. I said, "Come on, white bitch." Baby, Carrie ate her wing to the bone, baby. Carrie eat her wing. Girl, I said, Carrie eating her wing like a nigga, baby. I said, "No, that's right." Girl. And then after after Sema played with that piece of chicken, girl, she reached in the back. Girl, and guess what, girl? Guess what piece she got out the bucket? The bitch reached her hand in the bucket and got a breast. I said, "Bitch, if you played with the wing you had, you damn sure gonna play with that breast." I don't know why that just pissed me off. Anyways, so um, let me look at my notes, girl. Okay. Oh, Sema basically um doesn't know what she should do. She wants to start her own agency, but then a brokerage. She does real estate, right? Yeah, she does real estate. But then she's nervous, because now she's changing up, and then she's like, basically I'm old, and not old, but she's saying that she's older, and now for her to be taking this type of chance so late in her career, um but she really wants her name, like she wants her name in the like she wants her name on the business. She wants it to say Sirhan and Patel. Right. She ended up having a conversation with Ryan, and Ryan told her no. Right. So, anyways, they're driving. Ryan is FaceTiming her, and she wants to pick up the phone, and Carrie's like, "Girl, you're not driving and FaceTiming at the same time. Just pull over." So they pull over into a parking lot. Girl, as soon as I said, "Girl, they have traffic spikes in the parking lot." When I tell you I despise traffic spikes, I used to fuck. Girl, I'm telling you all my business. I used to fuck this white dude. We had the best sex. Girl. And I used to go to his apartment, and where he lived, they had traffic spikes, and that was my first time ever seeing some shit like that. When I went to, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" So I was so nervous to drive into the apartment because he was telling me when you come in, you have to go to the roof. That's where the parking is for visitors. But I'm thinking, how the fuck I'm gonna get in here? I didn't know, girl. So I'm thinking in my head, girl, how am I gonna get in here? Because bitch, I'm not driving over no spikes. But girl, they go. Of course, when you drive over them, it's not gonna do nothing to your tire. Um, that was my first time ever seeing some shit like that. I had never seen traffic spikes, girl, at an apartment complex ever in my life, girl. So, anyways, turns into the parking lot. It's traffic spikes. You're not supposed to go back in the direction. If you go, then of course they're going to pierce your tire. She didn't see the sign, so she reverses and then she drives back out. She was more than likely supposed to go around out of the parking lot. So of course the tires are on flat. So now they're stranded. Aidan comes to pick them up. He then asks Aidan because Carrie mentioned to Sema, when they were having a discussion about Sema's, career and where she wants to do. She was basically telling her how when she talked to Aidan, she wanted Aidan to ask her to spend the night, but he didn't bring it up. And so Sema basically the advice that Carrie told Sema, kind of like closed mouths don't get fed. So if you want to be a partner, if you want your name on the building, girl, just tell them, ask them. You know what I'm saying? You just sitting here, you don't know what they'll say. So she basically gave her the same advice. Well, girl, if you want to spend the night, then girl, just bring it up. You know what I'm saying? Um, so, anyways, Aiden comes and picks them up, and he takes Sema to the airport, and then they go to the house. They have a guest house. So when they pull up, they pull up. It's later that night because they forgot their luggage in the back of the car, and at that point, the car had to be towed away. So I'm assuming they had to go to the car to get their luggage out of the car, and then that's why it was night by the time they got to Aiden's home. So they get to Aiden's home, and this is why I was confused. Oh, I gotta go backwards. Oh, I have to go backwards. Oh, one thing I did not like in episode 2. I'm so sorry. I gotta go backwards. I just thought about this. One thing I didn't like about episode 2, baby, girl, let me. Are y'all really? Girl, I don't date. That's not my ministry. Are y'all really out here playing these games? Like letting people play games? Like, are y'all playing these games at y'all big ass ages? Like this game, this not a game, but the relationship of Aiden and Carrie is weird as hell to me. Like I get that Aiden has his kids and he wants to be a hands-on father and you need to be there for your kids. I completely 100% agree. I'm down for it. Okay, girl. But bitch, I'm not gonna sit here and play no games and wait no 5 years. And girl, I don't know if I can text you. I don't know if I can call you. So she brought it up to him basically like she's trying to respect the boundaries that are in place because he needs to make sure he is there 100% for his child. So he really can't put that much attention into the relationship with Carrie. That's how I'm taking it, right? That's why they're kind of like they're together, but they're not together. So she doesn't really know. She wanted to text him about the rats that were in the backyard. She sent a long voice note and then she deleted it because she was like she really doesn't know what like what she can do. Can I text him? Can I not? Should I bother him? Should I just let it go? Can I call him? Can I not? And then he basically told her that when it first happened, he admitted that he probably did take a more extreme stance, but it was due to what was happening with his son. But he did tell her, you can text me anytime, you can call me if it's important. But even with that word that he like called me if it's important. Like, what if I just want to talk? What if I'm just walking down the street and I'm like, oh, let me just call him and see what he's doing. You see what I'm saying? Girl, it's too much. And then like she lets it be known that this is his house. So like Miranda was at her home. This is why I don't like doing. This is why I should do just two separate reviews because, let me just say something. This is why I be trying to tell people it's hard for me to put timestamps in my videos because, girl, sometimes I be all over the place. Like you'll think that it's a girl. You will think that you, girl, you gonna hit them timestamps and bitch, I'm gonna be talking about something I was talking about 15 minutes ago. Okay. Um, but so she gave Miranda a key to her home, right? And she was also telling Miranda that she was going to give Aidan a key when she saw him. And so, Miranda, girl, she kind of cynical fish a little bit. Miranda keep the bitches in line, if you ask me. Now, Miranda needs to work on her lesbian, what she got going on nowhere. But Miranda don't play no games. I'm with Miranda. Like, some of the shit Miranda called Carrie out on, I'll be with Miranda. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. So maybe I'm cynical too. But, so... What was I about to say? So she's basically telling Carrie, like, girl, you about to go up here. This man have been to this house twice, and now you're deciding to give him a key. But Carrie wants it to be known that, like, this is his house. Well, girl, if it's his house, then he should already have a key to his house. Because I remember also in episode 2, he came by and he scared the shit out of her because she was upstairs and she was like, oh, how did you get in? Because, the people are there spraying and, girl pulling the weeds and killing the rats and shit. So he was like, oh, one of the people were walking out when I was walking up. Anyways, so I thought somebody was calling my phone. I was like, who the hell is calling my phone at 4:50 it's 4:50 in the morning. I'm up being messy. Um Oh, so Carrie and Aidan. So they get to the house and Aidan tells her, we try to have open communication and we always let each other know what is the plan for the next day. And I forgot to basically tell them the plan was for you to come here. And she was like, okay, so like, girl, like, what does that mean? Am I sleeping in the field? Like, He was like, no, we have a guest house. I was confused because he asked Carrie to stay and he wanted her to, wake up when they could have breakfast and all that stuff. So did he have Carrie just stay in the guest house and then he went to the house? I mean, I know it's not that far. I was just like, girl, okay, tell me, maybe it's me. Y'all let me know. If you are dealing with a person and your situation is like Carrie's, right? And then he asks you or she, it doesn't matter who the person, gender, whatever, is. She, he, they, them, whoever. They ask you to spend the night. But then, bitch, when you get there, they shipping your ass off to the guest house. Because that's how it looked to me. Girl, how would you feel? I would look at the nigga like he crazy. Girl, I could have took my ass home. Nigga, I thought I was going to be staying in the house with you. Matter of fact, girl, I still got money from my husband's death. Girl, he left me a whole bunch of money. Bitch, I'm rich. Girl, catch me home. Just take me to the airport. Girl, I'm about to catch a late flight. Okay. All I know is I saw Carrie sitting up in a bed and she was typing, and I didn't see Aiden anywhere. So I was thinking, oh, he must be in the house, and he's having her in the guest house, and then the next day he's probably going to come and get her after he tells the boys that Carrie's there, and then bring her to the house. So I'm assuming that's what's happening. I'm about to say something, and this is exactly why I don't have kids. But if your child is to the point where you can't even just be 100 feet away in the guest house because you have to pay him that much attention, maybe he needs to be in somebody's hospital. girl, that man, girl, your son is damn, Wyatt is damn near grown. How old is Wyatt? 14, 15, 16, 17, something like that, girl. Because I think he has five, I think he said 5 years because that's when the youngest son will be actually 18. So I think Wyatt may be a few years older, right? I can't remember how old he was. But whatever it is, girl, I'm like, girl, why you acting like he ain't got no mama? Like, I'm like, and I'm sorry, y'all. In my head, it is not going to hurt anything for Aidan to just be like, hey, for the night, I'm going to be with Carrie. So go with your mama. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Is that selfish? Is that wrong as a parent? Am I asking for? Is that wrong for me to say that Aidan could just be like, I know his son is having issues, but girl, like, I don't know. That's why I ain't got no fucking kids. Shout out to all y'all with kids. See, I don't have to make no hard decisions. I can go lay up with any nigga I want to lay up with. Okay. Bitch, I can lay with any nigga I want to lay with. I ain't gotta be answering nobody. I ain't gotta be talking about I can't go because my kid doing this. My girl, he's sick, or he be getting drunk at 13 years old, girl. All that shit. I could just go and lay up and do what the fuck I want to do, girl. Anyways, all right, y'all. I'm gone. Hopefully we're on track and we won't get behind anymore. I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good morning, girl. Like I said, it is 4:55 now. I'm about to try to get this video up before I go to sleep. And I will talk to y'all when I wake up. Bye, y'all.